Hello everybody, and welcome back to the first sermon of Yap of 2025. Oh god, it's 2025. The time to panic. One more year. Christ. Well, hey. Last year ended a little rough. Who says this year can't be better? Why the hell couldn't it? I mean, you know, genuinely, I really can't see how it could be worse, really. Considering, well, simple, honest fact that, you know, I'd like to hope, touch wood and hope in a prayer, and my ass ain't in hospital again anytime soon. Preferably not for many, many years or ever again. But, you know. But enough of the past. Time to focus on the future. And, I mean, we've got shit going on. It's a decent looking future ahead, I think. At least, I think so. Anyway, I mean, for one, we got games coming out of the fucking wazoo. Whether they'll be good is a different question, but I'm pretty confident in Monster Hunter Wilds, so, you know, that is at least something that I'm, you know, confident on. Speaking of things I am confident we may or may not achieve, who knows, you'll notice a little goal just there, and that goal is simple. If we reach 20 subs, I will do whatever hard challenge you guys want. Within reason, of course. But originally it was going to be just, was it Vermintide 2 on Kata solo? But I thought, well, what if you guys don't want that? So I'm leaving it up to you. It can be that, absolutely. It's entirely your choice. 100% your choice on the matter, so please do make your voices heard on that front. Also, if I go randomly quiet, it's just me switching between screens. I'm pretty sure both chats pop up on the chat page, but, you know, it's always good to flick between them just in case they're not, because the last thing I want is to miss someone asking a question or saying anything in the YouTube side as much as the Twitch side. I don't think you can pop this chat out, can you? Oh, maybe you can, actually. Might do that if needed. We'll see. But, gotta check on it every so often. Gotta make sure the YouTube side's working all nice and properly at the end of the day. Hopefully most of you have not had to be working today. I certainly have, which sucked. Going back to the day job, I cannot begin to express my abject suffering at the idea. I mean, holy shit, I did not miss doing that crap. At all. Of course, I had one little boon, a small boon, that I got to work from home today. Because the bus decided not to turn up, which is fantastic. Only meant I'd sit there in the cold for a while waiting for it until it didn't arrive, and then it's like, fuck this, I'm a head inside. Because, I'll be honest with you, there's only a reasonable amount of suffering the cold that you should endure before you think, nah. No, I don't think I will. And, honestly, I had no interest in dealing with that crap. Absolutely fucking none. But, oh, excuse me. But here we are. Day's complete. And now we get to Yap at last. And, hey, it could be a quiet one today, it might be an active one, who knows? I sort of roll the dice when I start up that go live and we just find out how today's going to be. I mean, it's the start of a new year, everyone's winding on down from all the shenanigans of the holidays. but then winding up again for New Year. As much as you can do this day and age. I mean, it's this day and age, ain't it? Some days you think, we're doing good. Other days, well, less so. But, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. And that is how I have to take every single day, especially of my day job. Holy shit. Today, thankfully, wasn't horrific. Tomorrow, we'll see. At least it's the weekend soon. And I can have a brief reprieve from it all. And finally, I think we're doing the Pathfinder game as well, so I'll be able to have a little try of Pathfinder properly. And see if it melts my mind or not. Might do. Possibly will. I don't know. Who can say? I sure as hell can't. But, hey. Should be fun. I'm playing a Storm Sorcerer, if I recall rightly. Or a Wind Sorcerer, I think specifically. Using some primal magics. Since Pathfinder Sorcerers get to pick their, spell selections. Sorry, that's me stretching to try and put the glass I just picked up back down without getting off the camera. It's harder than you think. My arms are only so long after all. That's why I kept often used to keep my flask by my side. However, the flask went rogue. Also I'm using it for work, so. I was rogue and it popped some miniatures off the desk, which is not the best experiences. It was a little shit. And, well, I didn't want a repeat of that, so it just skedaddled that one. Excuse me. Oh. Again, I seem to have developed a cough at the best of times. I feel like I have to be constantly vigilant now, ever since I had that fucking hospital trip. I'm like, oh, how long am I coughing for? When am I coughing? Is it a nerves thing? Maybe. Probably. Maybe not. Maybe it's something a little more... I don't know. Funny. Probably not, though. Hopefully it's just a little tickle. Fucking bad so anyway. The last thing I want is a little tickle turning into another trip. Nah, no. Done that. No thank you. No thank you. On that one, methinks. But, yeah, I should not lie. This holiday has been... It's been a quiet one for me. I don't feel like I've fully rested in many respects. Probably because I didn't take much of a break. But at the same time, I also... burned out a smidge. I mean, it happens, right? I think there's two ways this time of year goes for you. You either recharge and feel great for the new year, or you feel fucking burned out. Which I'm probably more the latter than the former, but you know, it's one of them lovely little things, ain't it? It is. But hey, it's a new year. I would say a new me, but I'm not stupid enough to think I'm going to be a totally different person this year. But who knows? Maybe we'll end this year a new person. Maybe. Maybe not. I can only take a guess and shoot in the dark and say probably not, but you never know. Could be in a better or worse position by this time next year. Hopefully better, though. Hopefully better. Last year was bad enough. It certainly had its ups, don't get me wrong. It certainly had its ups. But had its fucking downs. Fuck me, it had some downs. But we are through all of that now. There's hopefully a good new year, despite the fact my year started with freezing my ass off. But hey, we'll figure shit out. We will. Eventually. God knows I have to at some point. But I think my plan, my honest plan for this year, there's a few areas I want to fix up because, frankly, I don't think I've been doing the best at some of them. One of them being, obviously, video side. I realise I really need to, I really fucking need to go and sort that side of things out. I keep saying it, and God, I just... You know when you keep saying something, you do a thing, but then when you get to do the thing, you either go, I really can't be asked, or I don't know what to do. I'm in that predicament where I equally want to keep making more videos, but at the same time, making more videos is a pain in the arse. It's a pain in the arse that I don't fully know, like, how I want to handle. Because half the question is, well, what do I do for the video? How do I want to edit it together? And I'm not the best at editing. I'm not very good at it. And I think the recent green screen incident put me off a little bit. But that might be just lack of knowledge plus the tool I'm using not quite doing what I want. Because DaVinci Resolve I can do it, but I don't like the result of DaVinci Resolve. I must be honest. I find its result a bit underwhelming. It just doesn't look as clean, as smooth as Vegas does. It don't look as clean. Also, it does it in 30 frames. I noticed that shit. It hurt me a little bit. I was like, oh no. Why are you in 30 frames? The other one does 60, and it's fucking noticeable. I was an unhappy camper on that one. But the show must go on, as they say. So I'll figure something out. I at least know when I start up my TTRPG series. When I start that up, then I can do something with that, at the very least. And we may get some consistency returning. Sort of. I'll certainly try. At the same time, I realise maybe I just need to pick something out, slowly work on it, but give myself a deadline to have it done. Like, maybe that is genuinely what I need, just a deadline to have things done for, and then just do them. That honestly might be what I need. That genuinely might be what I need. But honestly, I might do that. Actually, now I think about it, yeah, no buts. Actually, that's what I might do, so we'll try that. I know, we're on the fly figuring shit out. I'm gonna do something productive, haven't I? I keep saying I'm gonna have to figure it out, so I might as well figure it out live. Now, obviously, last video I think I did was talking about my A Voice in the Dark series that I wanted to do. And I think I've done most of the planning for session 1. Now, I must admit, planning for Dark Heresy is a bit different than D&D. There's a few more moving parts to Dark Heresy. Now, you don't always have to use them, right? But sometimes you genuinely, honest to God, have to figure it out. I keep saying I have to figure it out. I need to stop. I've grabbed a word, and for some reason I'm just repeating that word. God, I love being on the fucking desert. But yeah. So you've got to keep track of a few things, but you don't have to, if that makes sense. So there's a subtlety gauge. It's good to keep an eye on that, but you don't always have to have it. But subtlety is a mechanic, and how much your players make a noise can affect certain things. there's an entire mechanic around that, and what items or things or actions or NPCs will objectively blow their cover. Because, yes, quite often they're not going to be walking around kicking down the door and going, "Surprise, bitch, it's the Inquisition." You know, it's there's a bit more nuance than that. Obviously, this first act is going to be a little bit more gun-ho in parts, but I think I want this one to be a bit more suspenseful, but also I want to keep combat a little rarer, but I need to figure out what's the balance. I suspect they're going to build their characters more towards combat, which, to be fair, it's me. I don't blame them. And to be honest, I may initially lean on a little bit of that, but I've got to be careful how much I lean on that, because you don't heal very quickly in Dark Heresy. You heal like a wound a day, and then the medic of the group can attempt one attempt at Medicae, which I think either heals a critical wound or can actually do a good bit of healing. I forget how much you can heal, but it's definitely, like, not a lot. However, I have an idea of how I want to do that, and I forgot to write that down, but I have an idea, but I don't want to say here. And the reason is, there's a very small chance one of my players could wander in and go, "Hey," and the last thing I want is them to have an inkling, an idea, that, you know, I'm talking about the session. Because if they join on YouTube, they can rewind the stream and discover exactly what I was talking about. So, I won't say it here, but I have an idea how to deal with the health issue in a fun and very thematic Dark Heresy fashion. But, you know, you'll see that. I'm hoping to have, like, I think I have most of what I want ready as far as the planning. I think. I need to sort out tokens, maps, Session 0, which my current deadline for that was February. So that's worked out just fine. I have at least 3 players. We may have a 4th. I need to get confirmation off them, though. And obviously we need to work out when's best. Because obviously if people are busy on certain times and all that, then we've got to find out when's best. But we will figure that out. Session 0 should be a good time for that. Ideally. But again, it's... you know how it is with these kind of things, right? Availability is the bitch. And, you know, when it comes to these kind of collaborative type things, it's gotta have that fucking balance. I think I've got a rough balance for it, though. A big one being it's going to be in the evening, because that's when I normally stream. Probably like 5 or 6 o'clock-ish. But, again, all that will be arranged before then. Hopefully everything ready for March time. So that's the big one for me. That's the one I'm really looking forward to and want to have a good idea for. I'm hoping I can keep up with prep and all the rest of the stuff. That's what I'm hoping for, anyway. There is a small part of me that worries I won't be able to keep up with things, but I think on a 2-weekly rota, I should be okay. Should being the primary keyword there. I mean, if 2 weekly ends up not being enough time, then I can always figure out a longer amount of time to allow for, you know, my own prep. Because I think the big one is when I go between, like, I'll call them an act, if you will. So, like, obviously the current act, they're on a ship, so I can focus my planning around that. But when we leave that act, then I have to go, right, what now? And that's where it gets a bit fiddly. Because obviously then I need more time to figure out the who, what's, and where's, which is why I think between acts might be a longer bit of time between session to allow me that time. Just to establish the who, what's, where's. But you never know, I might not need that time. I might not at all. That's the thing, if we're lucky, if I've got my shit together, then I may not need that at all. And I can just do the usual amount of time. Hopefully. I have an idea for the second act already, actually. I'm quite happy with the idea. So I'm gonna go with it. But, again, I'll keep the writing end of it. I might jot some notes down, and I can always change it. I mean, they don't know what it is. You guys don't know what it is. I don't know where it's gonna go yet. I have a general idea. I even have some tokens that I found that looked fitting for the part. So, we can use them. Now, I will stress, the character art for the players, we may commission some custom art for the players. The NPCs and enemies will be images I find, I'll be honest. Though I do my best to avoid AI art, because I'm not a big fan of it myself. Mostly because it looks trash, I'll be honest. Like, I'm sorry, AI just cannibalizes on itself. It's kind of... no. Not big on it, personally. Plus, the look is always a bit shoddy, in my opinion. So... Plus, as a VTuber, it's kind of like... It's a taboo in of itself. And I'm good. I don't want to fuck around with AI art, thank you. Not my preferred thing at all. And again, there's plenty of good 40k art at my disposal. Plenty. So, again, I have plenty to work with. But for now, keep things simple and suspenseful, but nothing overly complex. That can come later. Yeah, this will be complex enough then, I think. Plus, it lets me slowly get used to the moving parts of Dark Heresy. That's the plan, anyway. Again, it's a real ballbuster sometimes thinking about it, but I think a lot of the worry is just in my mind. I think when you've like done a few campaigns and it's not ended how you wanted it to, and you're like, oh, okay. That's the small bit of me. It's like, oh, what if it don't? I need to just ignore that and just roll with it, but... Excuse me. But yeah, I'm just gonna roll with it. Roll the punches. Figure my shit out. God knows I've got a few months to sort that anyway. I mean, again, these are all soft dates. I hope to have things sorted for March. But if it don't get sorted for March, then I can always make sure it's ready for April. Obviously, on top of that, we have Monster Hunter Wilds, which is going to be out in February, which is going to be so good. I will be playing a lot of that. You have my word there. Other than that, I guess a lot of this year is going to be me refining myself a bit more as a creator, but also there's a part of me debating to whether I want to tackle a few little issues that I've found. A few little issues that need to be plucked and pruned and, you know, dealt with effectively. Because, God knows, I've got a couple of issues that I need to sort. Certainly a couple. But, again, it's whether I've in the right mood to sort it all out. Because I think if you don't feel like you want to sort it out, then you're just not gonna. It's the honest to God thing. You're just not gonna, and I think that's the same for me. But again, it might just not be an issue. I'm not gonna go into it too much because you ain't here to be bummed out by me being fucking depressed. That is the problem with little old me. I am espresso depresso sometimes, but I don't want to be because that's not fun to watch, is it? You guys don't want to watch that. You deserve better than to have to sit through my depressed ass. But I don't know. Seasonal depression, maybe. Perhaps it'll just get better from here, you know, when the sun's out more and it's not as cold as it is now. I swear, I used to be better with the cold. I used to be a lot better with the cold. Now it's just... No, I'm not good at it anymore. Especially at the minute. Especially at the minute. God knows when it gets this cold, I feel it in my breath. And it is a bit shit. Why am I yawning? Why the fuck am I yawning so much? Well, no, I'm yawning, so I was fucking... to work the first time in ages. Bitch. God. You know, you realise how much you really don't miss something until you come back to it and go, wow, I did not miss this at all. And of course I come back, right, and it gets pretty hilarious. Why am I so big? Hello, Judas, by the way. And why am I so big? Because I'm close. And you know what? You know what, Judas? I can get closer. I can get much, much closer. There we go. That is... I'm bigger now. Even bigger. No, we can hide the wings. I'm big enough without them. We'll hide the wings. You can kind of see the halo, but we'll hide the wings. Just increase mass. Mass expansion. One might even say domain expansion. For fuck's sake. So much cobra on my screen. I know. Now the question is, how much of so much of me are we observing currently? Is the real question here. Because I realise at least half of what me is on screen is my fucking titties. My face is there too, but I am quite aware about the rest of me on screen currently. Oh, so the stream just freeze up for a second there. This too zoomed in. Should I zoom out a little? Maybe I should zoom out a little. I don't know. We should do it like that. Maybe that's better. Sat on my phone the other day and broke the screen. Perfect. Gotta go back. You broke the screen panel. How did you break the screen panel, my boy? How did you manage this? How did you manage this? I should be looking that way, shouldn't I, really? Because the chat's there, but my mic's also there, so I'm going to bonk my mic. I don't know, just the screen. The screen is black. I mean, that's not ideal. Somehow you just magically broke the thing. I dare even ask what chicanery was performed. I mean, it's a good thing. It's a very good thing you've got a backup, yeah. That is certainly an ideal situation. hopefully you can back up all your stuff to it. I mean, if it's not an iPhone, you can at least get it repaired at like a reasonable rate. It's not like if it was an iPhone, then, you know. Well, then you arm and a leg. And probably some shenanigans. I mean, yeah, that's true, I guess. I guess I'm lucky myself in that regard, that I have a backup device, technically. I mean, I think I got my old phone somewhere, but still, it's always good to have a backup, I guess, yeah. I mean, the phone still works, same. It still works. Well, the backup, that is, you know, if it's like an old phone you're using for a while, hopefully you swapped it. It's nice that the companies don't ask for it back when your contract runs out. Which is good. I'd like me to take good care of my phones, but again, you never know. As you said. I feel like I was going to say something earlier, but I've completely forgotten it. Probably wasn't that important, whatever it was. Whatever I was thinking was clearly not that important. Probably. Or it'll smack me in the face at the worst time of night. Didn't even realise I sat on it until I got up and... Too thick. Too thick. I'm sorry, Judas. You dummy thick. Colonel, I was trying to sneak around, but... Clap my ass cheeks, you're breaking my devices. I'm dummy thick. Why was that the first? Of course that was the first thing that crossed my fucking mind. For fuck's sake. Oh, yeah. I'm cooked. Well, I mean, hey, at least you can probably get it fixed, right? I'm sure it's probably... Maybe it's just something's disconnected inside the device, eh? Hopefully it's just someone has to open it up and just plug something back in. I mean, if it is an Android device, you probably can get it fixed for a reasonable amount. Again, as opposed to, you know, if it was an Apple device. If it's an Apple device, you have my sympathies. You do, because I know fine well Apple's policies on fixing things that are broken. And the quality of their repairs, normally. I was more thinking of getting a newer phone. I mean, fair. I suppose if you've got the data off of it, then that's all that really matters anyway, because you can just shove that anywhere then. That's the big one, really. Your deets, and all your two factors. If you got any two factors, that's the big one, by the way, your two factors. Make sure you can recover your two factors. If memory serves... The rest of your files. Ah, good. Yeah, if memory serves like Google two-factor, you just log into it. That's all you have to do with that one. But again, it depends. The Microsoft one's a bit shit. I wouldn't recommend using that one. That one just breaks two factors. So I just don't really... I think I had it briefly and then I just sort of don't use it anymore because it just sort of broke itself. But the Google one's fine. That one's pretty good to use. That's what I did that as soon as I saw the flat part of the screen socket. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's good, that's good. Yeah, that's the worst part. Genuinely, of anything that, if your phone ever, like, that's the only thing that ever terrifies me about my phone breaking. Is my two factors. That part fucking terrifies me. That's the bit. Because obviously I've got a lot of two factors. a good example, Twitch. Once you get affiliated on Twitch, you need a two-factor, which is intelligent because, you know, money's involved then, so you definitely want to have two-factor. If I can set more, please. That makes sense. Honestly, that makes a lot of sense. Discord has one too. Thankfully, Final Fantasy XIV, I actually have the code for that. If I need to disable that, I have the code stored somewhere else. Safe. So that's smart. That's a smart idea. Right there. Like, if it's just in your own room, that's pretty safe, because obviously, you know, you can't hack paper from range, thankfully. If people ever figure out ways to hack paper from range, we're fucked. It's bad enough you can get, well, in a lab they tested it. Now they can't, I mean, yeah, that's until the Elon brain chip's hacked, so they can just view your eyes. But yeah, they can't, they have like a device they made, the lab, which can figure out using AI, if you type, what you've typed on your keyboard. Like, just imagine that shit for a second. Someone leaves a little, like, microphone near your keyboard while you're typing. And that fucker plugs it into ChatGPT and it just says, yeah, he just typed poggers in chat. And there you go. Password acquired. I mean, it's only been done in the lab, because obviously you have to, like, get a fucking microphone near someone's keyboard, but the fact that someone was able to do it there, I mean, I'm sure there's some shenanigans you could pull, right? With the right desk setup and everything, you could put like a false bottom in or something and have a microphone sensitive enough to listen into it. And if the AI is smart enough to pick out the laptop key tapping for everything else, you can just get all the words they've typed for the day, and it would take a lot of shenanigans, but I mean, listen, if someone was crazy enough and skilled enough, they could probably pull it off. And it's like, well, what do you do to defend against that? Make a keyboard that makes literally no noise? I mean, again, someone has to go through the effort of setting everything up, so I mean, the defense against it is fucking watching someone try and disassemble a desk to put a microphone inside of it. But, you know. Let's do it. And there are some... Shit, they were 2 steps ahead. They were always 2 steps ahead. Fucking the Nico Caro Avocado fucking keyboard makers. They were already ahead of us. Why does my brain operate on half on fucking references at the minute? Jesus Christ. I'm cooked. Why am I so cooked, chat? What's wrong with me? Why am I so zoomer brain? Becoming a streamer has induced severe brain rot directly into all of my lobes. All one of them at this rate. The others have died and withered. You find a darkened mass in a corner of my basement. That is my brain. It has long escaped the body. No. 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 We're not going to become a channel that screams Skibbity Riz every 5 minutes. I am not going to become the Fortnite Skibbity channel. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No! Cease this! You're just looking at your keyboard right now, aren't you? And looking at WASD first. You're not even starting at Q. Or even alphabetical here. I mean, W is at least an easy one, I guess. Q is for quirky. Oh. I'm about to get quirky in a minute. I'm about to get quirky with a fucking... No, we can't make jokes about fucking necking oneself. That's bad, Corporal. That's bad. Oh no, my dark humour's coming out. Listen, this isn't a stream for children, okay? I don't mark it as an age rating, but, you know. This isn't a children's channel. I say things like shit. And far worse. Damn it, Tangier, I can see you hovering over my face. I'm gonna try to censor my eyes like I'm some kind of fucking career criminal. You never know. It could be true, then. Could be. Could be true. We're a menace to society. No, I'll say. Did you know Cobral did things like watch Pipkin Pipper sometimes? Menace to society. I feel like Pippa's pretty tame these days, to be fair. I think she's reined herself in a bit, so I think anyone who actually knows that particular creator knows it's not actually that bad, but you know. Did you hear about the Cybertruck exploding? The Cybertruck... Wait, I feel like I did. Hang on. Hang on a second. Cybertruck exploding. It's the first thing you're giving yourself. What the fuck? Holy... Outside of the Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas. Well, that's a fucking topical place for it to blow up as well. God fucking damn. Authorities suspect Cybertruck has a military background. Holy shit. I bet the driver was killed looking at that thing. Holy. Oh my fucking god. Okay, it is on fire. It is just burning here. Like, holy shit. You were not kidding. This thing is... This puppy's burning. Good god. That's like completely just the it's just a husk. It's a husk of overpriced metal at this point. Yeah, and I guess now they're wondering whether it was a accident or not, or if it was intentional, I suppose. Fuck. I mean, you never know at this point, do you? With where it was and everything else, but fuck. I feel like I'd heard about it, but I didn't quite know it was where it was and how bad. You know, that fucker dead. That driver fucking dead. Holy. Holy. He is... Wow. Yeah. Wow. Fucking hell. Well, that's one way to start the new year. Fucking hell. I just can't get over, like, completely burned... Like, it completely burned out. Like, you almost wouldn't want to survive that, right? Like, fucking hell. Well, I'm imagining that did not explode on its own accord. I haven't read any of the articles, I'll be honest, so I'm purely going off of the images, but I'm going to take a wild guess and say that explosion was rather forced. One might say induced. Unless they built that shit. I mean, if they built that shit, then oof. You know, there might be a problem there. Just buy your new Cybertruck and just fucking Killer Queen has already touched your Cybertruck. Fucking Elon Musk and his stand. And these aren't. I mean. No, but fuck, I went bang, alright. Fucking shit, this is where we find out in like 30 years this was Elon testing the bites the dust protocol. Fucking hell. But it won't be for many, many years we'd learn that. Obviously, I'm joking, of course. For legal reasons, this is what we call a ha-ha-hee-hee joke. If it bites the dust, then it wouldn't have a... Oh, shit, yeah. Fuck. In this timeline, it did. We don't know about the other timeline. Does the timeline carry on, Judas? That's the question. We never see that, but does it? We don't know. Probably not. However, for the sake of my point, I'm going to say it is how it works. Because that's how debates work, right? The motherfucker's head got run out by an ambulance. We're starting this year strong, aren't we? Fucking hell. We're here to protect it. Oh, no. Yep, someone called an ambulance. Can't look like David. Fucking hell. Yeah, we're starting strong this year. Mm-hmm. We are starting mighty strong. Yes, indeed. Ugh. Fucking hell. We're doing good. The Cybertrucks are exploding while the ambulances are running people over. Actually, yeah. No, fair enough. That's fair. I can respect Part 4. Part 4 was good. I watch some anime occasionally. I've seen Part 4. Like, I've seen Part 1 to 4, okay? And a little of Part 5. Part 7. I mean, probably. I imagine it might, you know, if we're very lucky. It might just. One day. I mean, they animated the rest. I think. I think Part 6 has been animated, right? Yeah, no, Part 6 is... Yeah, no, Part 6 definitely got animated, I'm sure of it. Because that's the one with... I'd cry if they get the Eyes of Heaven with all Southern. I mean... I'm going to nod and pretend that that means... I think I know what you mean. But it's been a while since I've looked at any JoJo stuff. So... Yeah, Part 6 got animated. 2 years ago, I think. Holy fuck, it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. Oh no. Christ. It's been 2 years. My typing. It's fine, it's better than mine, probably. Listen, do you know how much I rely on an edit function? Like, holy shit. It's fine. I've somehow managed to conduct myself in a semi-normal fashion by typing. Except when I haven't. Probably less sleep than I should have been on. Despite what I've tried to do myself. I just have the rules. Oh, shit. Yes. No, I do know that one. No, I do know that one. Because one of them is Super Dio, if I remember rightly. It's Dio when he won. With his Over Heaven stand. That is just insane. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one fucking ludicrously fucking powerful. The world. I mean, you never know, he might pull one of them. I mean, the timeline's a bit fucky after part 6, if memory serves, due to the priest shenanigans. I asked didn't want to buy a PlayStation to play. So I mean, that's fair. That is completely reasonable. You know, it's their fault for making it PlayStation only. So, emulation is king. Some may call it pirating. They are dumb. Emulation is good. Besides, if it's especially when it's an older game, it's like, come on, they're never gonna like the chances of remaster is slim, so you might as well emulate. I'm pretty sure you just reset, so part 7. But yes, that bit I am aware of. Good old Poochie Deco's, no, Dio's. What's a Deco? I thought it was Deco. Dio's. I was about to say Enrico. That's it. Isn't Enrico Pucci? He's his gay lover, but also yes, very much. Super gay, but also not. But just is. They do the gay stuff together probably. But I don't know. Dio is a zesty man after all. That do be his thing. When he isn't going insane wanting to drink Joestar family member dry. And honestly, I don't know in which way, to be honest. Considering he took the head of someone, or took the body of someone else. I mean, you know, he likes that Joestarness, you know, like that shit. His body, yeah. Yeah, exactly. But, fellas, is it gay if you take the body of your homie after you take his head, put your head into his body, and then do gay shit? Is it gay? Are you the gay one, or are they the gay one, technically? There's some mental gymnastics for you. If I was to take your body and use it for gay shit, am I the gay one, or are you the gay one here? Okay. That's the question. Who in this hypothetical scenario is the one? I mean, it's probably the person controlling the body, but, you know, listen, we're asking the real questions here. Listen, the real hard questions. But again, we'll never know the answers. Unless we do. These are the ones for the philosophers, I think. You know, one might say the mind is the one, but listen, the flesh was willing. Maybe? Maybe we'll never get these answers. But we are asking the real ones here. Now we'll continue to ask the real questions until someone philosophically answers my questions. Riddle me this, Batman. If I was to take a box. The riddle a bit more zesty. Isn't that just... Wait, no, that's just the Riddler. What am I saying? Yeah, no, that's just the Riddler. Just lessen the closet Riddler at that point. I promise this all makes sense in my head. It makes no sense when listening, but in my head it makes sense. Also, I keep forgetting there's a Juju's part. Part what? Are we on part 10? Are we double digits? Are we at double digit JoJo's now? We have, you know, part 9. 9. Good lord. Oh well, let's see how many. Parts. 9 parts. No, you're right. There are 9 parts. So 9 story arcs, each following JoJo's. Is it the JoJo lands? Hang on. Yeah, the JoJo lands. That's part 9, apparently. Apparently, that sounds like anyway. It's likely the final part. Is what some people think anyway. Well, I mean, it's called JoJo Land, so I mean, you know, they've got to find an endpoint at some time. I mean, considering the way things are going at the minute, you might as well end your manga where you can. So, I mean, you know, not everyone makes it to the end of their fucking manga, because holy shit. We lost a few. Fucking pretty big ones recently, so I mean, I really just getting whole horse spin off the first year. So, fair. I mean, to be fair, you have to be able to keep up with the shenanigans that is the JoJo series. And let's be honest, no one's doing that. Except for some people. I feel like if you can keep up with that series, you are categorically built different. Built unique, perhaps. Also, an idea someone gave from earlier, who wasn't here earlier. A little goal there. Kind of bizarre if you mind. Exactly. Oh shit. I need to at some point do a series and I'll just call it Baranzar's Bizarre Bonanza or something. It's just BBB. And then a year or so later I will reference it and only like 2 of you will understand. But I'm just going to read... Honestly, I mean, at least you'll know how many you've got to read at that point. You know, you got the whole story there. Because the worst thing you can do is catch up and then go, well, shit, when is it going to happen next? I felt that way in Final Fantasy after Endwalker. Because I finished Shadowbringers right before Endwalker turned up. Then I couldn't play for ages because of, you know, the server situation. But then I did the patch quest and then Endwalker. It was like, oh shit. Alright. I'm here now. I've done it all. What now? Now you wait. Oh. Oh no. I think that is the one thing that slowed me down and almost sort of stopped me for a while playing 14. It's just... I don't know. Oh no. Everything's a JoJo reference though. That's the magic. Everything is a JoJo reference somehow. If you do enough mental gymnastics and add a little bit of zest, it's a JoJo reference. Add a bit of flexing and posing and you've done it. Yeah. Shoot yourself as a JoJo. It fucking is as well. Oh. Oh, my nose is itchy. Ugh. Yeah, no, it... Especially if Jesus told me to do... Oh. Ah. Ah. God fucking damn it. Pain. I'm sure that's a fucking JoJo reference as well somehow. You're in pain? That happened in JoJo episode. One of these days I will say something. Some fucker will walk into the chat and go, oh, I know that one. That one I do know from Part 3. Part 3 is my fave, admittedly. I just enjoy the chicanery of it, honestly. It's just the lads wandering the world. You know. Being the least zestiest bunch. Oh, fair, fair. That's the one with... I forget now. That's the one where they... Isn't that all with dirty deals done cheaply? And they're all after the pieces of Christ? Yes, there's the Speen. They bring back Hamon after, like, many, many years because Araki remembers that it was actually kind of a good concept. Yeah, the Holy Corpse. With dirty deals done cheaply. And Dio comes back with a dinosaur stand and lets him have a dinosaur plague. But then later gets the world? Somehow? The president is a... Why is that a plop? God damn it, Araki. Is it Araki? I forget now. I swear the meme's like Araki forgot. This is the running JoJo meme, but I could be mixing up what authors here. I could be. Christ, on a bike. You gotta love them. They found a way to have every kind of reference. Every kind of reference. It's not even like there's a limitation on their references. A funny Valentine guy with dirty deal. There's dirty. Oh no! No! What is he? What is he? A seasoned Minecraft YouTuber? It's a tragedy that joke will never get old. Just like that. Fuck's sake, no. Bad. Oh, fucking hell. And it was to get Holy Corpse, I think. Oh. Bit yikes. Dare I even ask, did said individual have the Holy Heart inside of her, or was it just like had it on hand? I hope the latter, but I'm honestly prepared for the former. Okay. Of course. I was prepared. I was. I genuinely was prepared, but, you know, not enough. Reading your favourite. Yeah. That kind of just whiplashes you like the opening page of Berserk. The very first manga of Berserk. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, and you're not grown, then, well, why are you here? But also don't read that one in particular. So, yeah. If you don't know and are grown, then, you know, you can always look it up. But, you know. Yeah, it sounds like it's somehow like that, or probably worse. Somewhat worse, considering the context. You gotta love that, yeah. It's a little addition to your reading. It's all going well, and then there it is. That kind of scene. Wait, I need to stop yawning. Fuck. Ah. But for there's like two Dios in the base world. Diego and the alternative universe Diego. Ah. Isn't that because of Dirty Deeds? The stand Dirty Deeds. I think I'm at least aware of what that one does. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that's the reason why we have two people. Because of how it works. That one at least is understandable. It was heavy spoiler why he did that. Ah. Got you. Got you. Yeah, that main villain stand, I at least understand how it works. Unlike some of them. I mean, I think I understand King Crimson nowadays, but I mean, if you asked me a while back what the fuck King Crimson does, it just works. Honestly, you could say that for quite a few. I mean, listen, he might rename himself to Tom Howard to try and get away from everyone. I honestly don't believe that man walks around in society. Like, imagine being Todd Howard. Like, imagine it for a second. The existential horror of being Todd Howard. That should be a horror game. Just being Todd Howard. There's no other preference. There's no other premise. You are Tom Howard. That's the horror game. I can explain King Crimson, who shot Johnny over voice, not a message. I most understand King Crimson's entire points, like, well, substand sees future, relays it to user. User goes, oh shit, I don't like that. Crimson then snips out piece of time, and then mends the like editing a video, and thus somehow gets behind someone to deliver upon them a devious backshot. That is the very layman's understanding of it. But, yeah. Yeah, that's the most basic. Pretty much. Explaining it like editing a video is how I understand it. For those who don't know how video editing works, the very basic stuff is you take two pieces, you snip a piece in the middle, and you squeeze them together. Of the Who Shot Johnny Up. Honestly, if you said that to someone who had no idea what you're talking about, you might as well just suddenly turn this into a Who Killed Captain Alex bit. I feel like. You'd have the same effect. Quality movie, that one. Had sequels as well. Honestly. Listen, very rarely do you see a film where you can tell everyone involved had fun. And by God, did they have fun. They never found out who killed Captain Alex in that first one, though. That's for damn sure. Never. Second one, I actually don't know what happened second. But I heard it was pretty good. Gotta love them. If I'm not mistaken, the man was filming that in the middle of a civil war, I think. So, I mean, you know, the fact that movie came out at all is honestly an achievement in survival. As it explains, basically, everyone shot Johnny in their own respective time. Man had so many haters, they were going through time. That hits hard, man. That hits pretty fucking hard. God damn. Oh man, Johnny had so many haters. They had all the haters. In every timeline. I mean, that's gonna suck a bit, that does. Sucks to suck. I guess. do suck to suck. Or get shot to pieces until you look like fucking SpongeBob on a bad day. Not everyone intended to shoot Johnny. Oh. Oh, even worse. Man 40 had more haters. So how many timelines they shot his ass. Even unintentional. I mean, goddamn, that's... All I'm saying is, you imagine you find out someone shoots your ass in multiple timelines. And they all were pretty sure they should have shot you. Whether they knew it was you or not. I think it was like through 4 universes. What the fuck? God. Man was hit by the cinematic universes 4 times. 4? My man, that's rough. I ain't gonna lie. That's kinda rough. 4 cinematic universes deep and his ass is still getting fucked. I need to reread JoJo, it's been like years. I mean... Hey, you've got a whole new year to do all kinds of things. One of those things could be rereading all of JoJo. Naturally, you have to be a completionist about it, and as such, start from the very first one. Of course. Very important. Start from the very first. Yes. Yes, definitely should do that. Your mental state will survive. I'm certain it will. You won't suddenly walk around screaming Zoweldo every 5 minutes. I hear that sound low, don't I? At some point. It's probably on things on my Tangier. I hear people do it. Do you? Ah, never mind then. We shall not be. Is the meme run dry on you at this point? Just dead meme. Unfunny. To be fair, I'll give you a part that's a bit underrated. I do think part 2 is a little underrated. I do enjoy part 2, to be fair. Part 3 might be more a lot of memes, but part 2 is good. Like I said, I've done it before, but it has to fit when it's happening. That's fair. That's fair. Honestly, there's a small part of me that was surprised I hadn't seen it done for a bit for, like, Doctor Strange and Marvel Rivals. Then I remembered it's old. You think part 2 is underrated? Part 1 is too overheated. Honestly, part 1's good, though. I do, to be fair, I agree with you, I enjoy part 1. It's like, the thing I respect about part 1, it's the right length. They don't try and drag it out. It has a beginning, middle, and end, and sets up the next part. Like, what more can you want? What more can you want? If anything, I kind of like that part 2 fleshes out stuff introduced in part 1. And then they kind of forget about it in part 3 entirely. It's not like with part 4 with those 3 episodes. Well, exactly. Like, I think part 4, at least for the animated stuff of it, was treated more like a traditional anime series, wasn't it? Whereas the older ones, compared to part 1 especially, was like, you know, part 1, they kept it all as it should be. No filler. Together, exactly. You didn't need a load of episodes for part 1. Part 1 didn't require that. Didn't want that, and honestly, I'm glad they didn't do that. Because part 1 was part 1. It just needs to be that initiating act. The start of the JoJo legend. and also just, you know, punching Dio in the face very hard with a glowing fist. Very important. What more do you need? You establish a recurring villain. You establish the protagonist family. And then you go from there. Absolute cinema. What more do you need? And to be fair, part 2, it just continues it on. That is one little thing I'm like, in many ways, I like how they did the stand stuff in part 3, but at the same time, I think, what would have happened if they just kept with Hamon? They just kept that power system. I mean, he kind of brings it back, doesn't he, in part 7, I think, as the spin. But it's like, makes you wonder. Because it was a big thing in part, well, late half of part 1 and certainly part 2. They've gotten into JoJo from part 4 anime as it was coming out, but or maybe that's fair. I watched it from part 1. I wasn't aware much about part 2, but I appreciate part 2. And then part 3 was part 3. Part 4 was alright. I think the thing I find interesting is the shift. Like, I know people have talked about it a load, but he definitely had a big shift from part 3 to part 4. Like, the style was very different. Although, from what I understand, it was because he was going for, like, a Fist of the North Star look originally, because that was what was popular. Exactly. But also, like, all the characters kind of looking-wise went from, like, concerningly buff to concerningly zesty. A very different extreme, but it was also not very common an aesthetic choice at the time. But hey, it made JoJo stand out. It's okay, though, because, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, what do you want? Man knew what he wanted and was fucking confident about it. Nothing wrong with that. I think as I've grown more wizened and slightly developed and burned off lobes, I think I've grown to appreciate it more. I think burned off lobes as existing on the internet is a fantastic way to remove brain cells, but you know, I think as I've added folds to my brain, I've certainly grown to appreciate that kind of stuff more. And to be fair to him, you will now definitely recognise JoJo from a crowd. Like, the older ones you might not recognise from a crowd, but you will recognise the late part 4 onwards. You will recognise that. Like, if I stood you a good, like, couple feet back, and a bunch of different, shonen manga, and just put JoJo amongst them, you would notice it. It stands out. And you know what? That works. That works to his benefit. Someone sees it goes, oh, that's very different. But yeah. I didn't give lists often, but I'm going to give my top 5. Shit, we're going to some top 5. Just while we're on the top. I mean, go for it. We're on the top. I mean, you know my streamers, man. Topic is a very tenuous line that can change on a whim for me. Tis the Cobral experience, so go for it. I feel like I start my stream with one topic and it will just veer off. Because I have fucking no attention span when I do these. Except for when I hyper-focus, then I have my focus changed. It is the way. So it's why I don't bother having like a keep on topic rule, because I can't keep on fucking topics, so why am I expecting anyone else to keep on topic? It's pointless. So, absolutely go for it. And there's hot takes ready. I'm trying to think if I even have enough under my belt to even have a top 5. I really don't watch that many. That's one of my favourite things is in the Bridge series, and this which wouldn't really count, I suppose, but I do love me Hellsing Abridged. That's fun shit. Now should I do Adventure, Ghost in the Shell, Bleach, you know. Those are all ones I know of, at least. Okay. Okay. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about that list, personally. I have no bad things to say about that list. It's a pretty cultured list, I'd say. Inuyasha, yeah. I think a lot of people would agree on that one. JoJo's Adventure, aye. Despite the memes, I think it's completely valid. It's a fun watch. Ghost in the Shell, again. It's a good one. I probably should watch it myself at some point. Bleach, I mean, it's one of the big three, right? You know, Genesis again. I mean, again, a classic. I mean, hey, you have a good starting point there, haven't you? If anything, you found like your fave right at the beginning, and I guess like it kind of almost, obviously spoiled, but like I guess almost like kind of everything else had to kind of live up to that one. It set the bar. That's the word I'm looking for. It set the bar. But hey, it set the bar nice and high, and it's stayed up there. It's half nonsensical, half. I mean, what more can you? I think half nonsensical is just, you know, it's the way. Some people can't handle that. And that's their loss. At least that's how I cope when I describe my own content. I have a great answer. With me. Nice. Very nice. I should honestly put up some posters at some point or something. I have a display, but despite what they say in the ads, them things fucking fall down. Sometimes. But not as... At least mine was not as stable as they show in the adverts. I don't know what fancy shit they got keeping them things in the room, but... No, mine fell down, I just kind of left it there now. A nice Black Templar one. It's cool. It's still got it, it's fine. The display's all fine, it's metal. It's just... I don't really want it dropping again. I was thinking of getting one, but not sure because it just. That's got one. Oh, a display. I don't know what thing they use in the ads to like keep them up on the wall, but I know in my experience when I just used the sticky that came with, the sticky kind of stopped being sticky, and then it kind of dropped. I remember distinctly because it was like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, and I heard an almighty bang, and I didn't know what it was, and I kind of just fell to sleep, and I got up and saw light. I was like, oh shit, it's fallen. See, I used to have a lot of posters. My old house. Many years ago now. Back in... Oh god, it was 2019 when I had to move. God. That feels surreal a bit. That does feel surreal. 2019. That was... Oh, no, that was 6 years. Jesus Christ, 6 years ago. Why does this always happen to me? What's this? Outlaw Josie. There's a highlight poster from the theatre. Fair. That's fair enough, that is. That's some good posters there. I can agree with those. I can indeedly. So I have to just hit myself with fucking surrealness again. How do I do this every fucking stream? Every stream I get reminded of how fucking long time has passed. I need to stop doing this to myself, I swear to God. I already have an issue of like fucking time and stuff as well. The hard one with very protective glass. I mean, hey, fair enough. Fair enough, man. You gotta keep your hobbits nice and secure. Excuse me, I am knackered apparently. But yeah, no, I'd keep that thing under lock and key. 100%. I think it was 100 dues for the metal frame and glass. Jesus. Jesus Christ. Is that just because it had to be like custom fitted, or is it just good quality stuff? That's a fair old bit of change for that privilege. I mean, you've got to keep it safe. If $100 dues keeps that poster safe for many, many years to come, then what can you want? Glass. It's scratchless glass as well. Jesus. That's fair. There's the amount of like chance some random thing gets scratched. So yeah, no, why take the chance? Why take the chance at all? So again, don't blame me on that one. Would explain why it costs so much. I imagine the scratchless stuff ain't cheap. Probably shouldn't be cheap either, but still. I wasn't that tired earlier, god damn it. I probably could have started this earlier. But well, I mean, fair enough, man. I mean, hey, you've got it in nice protective glass. I mean, I don't think I currently have any of. Well, mostly I haven't got any room to put in any glass stuff, but I think my stuff's in glass at the minute. But if I could put some stuff in glass or behind glass, I fucking would. At some point, a nice shelf for all my minis. Depends. Might be swapping rooms in the house. I'd up in the bigger one because I still have a family and my dad doesn't really use his room. So, whereas I'm in it a lot, either because I'm, vibing on the computer or streaming. So, I'm in it a good amount. Though I can't say that I'm huge into swapping rooms just because I'm. You know the type. I'm one of the people who, once I'm like in a place, I prefer to just stay there. I guess, I get very. It's hard to describe. Like, it's a me thing. It's a me thing entirely. Like, I get very. It takes a while for me to feel like I'm totally safe in a room. It sounds stupid, but it's a me thing. It takes a very long time for me to feel comfy in a room. I hate it moving. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries at all. Thank you for coming. Pleasure as always. 9.2k point. Holy shit. What are you saving for, man? Oh, wait, no, I know what you're saving for. The multiple oh, no. The 10k piping. Oh, no. It's gonna happen, isn't it? I'm gonna be very sad that stream, aren't I? You could manage that as well. That's only 800 points. Holy shit. That's achievable for him. He only has to be here for what? A couple more streams? I stream 4 days a week, so it's very achievable for you if you're there lots though. Fucking hell. Even if you're just liking. Because despite what some people say, lurking counts. A side rant, by the way. I've never understood those people who go around saying lurkers don't count. I don't understand who thinks that. But it annoys me when I see it. I'm like, yes, they count. They definitely count. I look at the analytics, and they count. So, just to let you know, if you are lurking, you count, and you are valid. I'm not going to randomly call your name out, don't worry. Don't you worry, I'm not going to do that. People lurk for their reasons. I do it too. I lurk more often than not myself. I'm a lurker. I'm a little lurky boy. I like my lurking. It just feels comfy, right? So don't let anyone tell you that it don't count. Because it fucking does. It does. 100%. God, I turned my entire back crack then. Jesus Christ. Oh, that hurt like fuck. Right, I think, I'll be honest with you, I think I might wrap it up a little earlier than usual. Because I'll be honest, I am getting very tired and I feel like the last half of this stream is going to be just yawning a bunch. A lot, honestly. So my sincere apologies for that. But we'll wrap it up here. So, thank you very much everyone for watching. Apologies for the shorter stream. As I say, I'm knackered. Because I'm tired, I've been working it, so it's just drained the life out of me. So, tomorrow, more Total War. More Total War tomorrow. So, we are doing that. But till then, my dearest sinners, thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure, as always, and I will see you all tomorrow. Until then, it's ta for now.